Hey you guys, okay, so today's video might be, I don't want to say it's going to be a little triggering for some, but I know it's kind of hard sometimes to hear that we may be doing something that may not be the best. You may be stuck in what may be a little bit of a rut. Listen, and all of these things that I'm going to be talking about are things that I have been guilty of as well. So listen, like no shame whatsoever. These bad beauty habits that we should break, right? Okay, so we're gonna go through them. I kind of made a little list because I thought this was pretty interesting and I was thinking about it a while back because I know so I want to kind of talk about ones that we should break and like ones that you should kind of start, right? Let me share with you guys what I'm wearing today because I have a few new things and this is like the easiest outfit, like just so incredibly easy. But first off, y'all, I got this new necklace. It's so incredibly cute and it's very affordable. It looks just like that David Yurman one that they have that has that little stone in it. It is like a one-piece thing that has two little layers to it. So affordable, so cute. And then I picked up a new wash of my favorite jean jacket. You guys, I always roll the sleeves up, you know, if it's not like super cold out. It's not too like oversized and boxy. It's not too cropped. It is just the most flattering, adorable jacket. I have it in a very light wash as well. So incredibly comfortable, not too trendy looking. It's just gonna be like your favorite jean jacket ever. And then this is just a top that I had last year. I really hope they still have this. It's just like cut perfectly. Yeah, throw it on with some leggings, black leggings of any kind. And you literally got like the easiest outfit ever. Love that, I'll link to it. So let's get into some of these like dirty bad habits. All right, here we go. Typical, take your makeup off at night if you don't. I've heard some people say, oh, you can just wash your face, like that's getting the makeup off. It's really not, because then you might as well just be using like the junkiest face wash ever because it's not really getting to your skin. It's, you know, you want to take your makeup off. I would say just get something simple. This, if you're just like, I don't want to buy wipes, I don't want to do anything fussy, grab this. You can use it with your, whatever you use at the sink to wash your face. Just use this first and it'll get it off and then just go right in with your face wash. It's just so easy. And I think that's just such a huge thing. And don't neglect your neck. That's a huge bad habit. That was something for me. See, I'm getting some of these like basic ones out of the way that you may not think of, but because we're really gonna get into it in a second, but I've always neglected my neck, my chest. I'm using just like your moisturizer and a nice like night cream or something. Whereas, you know, your face might be a little more prone to breaking out. Use something like richer down there, you know, and really like take care of that. We're gonna get this other like really basic one out of the way using dirty brushes. And, you know, or a sponge or whatever, and you may think, oh, it's so fussy. Trust me, like I used to make the biggest deal out of cleaning my brushes. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. You know, there's like videos and blah, it's so difficult. Literally, these are the only two products that I own and I probably could just get away with this one or this one or the other, but I really love both of them. I love the Sigmagic scrub for my brushes. I have gone through a few of these, has little nubs, just swipe your brush on it and use it, whatever. I feel like though committing, if you are like me and you want to always use a clean thing on your face or whatever, I love using dampened brushes. Sometimes, you know, if I use a beauty blender for other things too, like, you know, for your highlight or if you're gonna put anything here. So sometimes I'm like, you know, you can just use this all in one. It's fine if you just want to kind of streamline it, but you have to dampen this anyway. Run it over a swipe of, you know, soap, clean it, and you're good to go. And trust me, like your skin will thank you. It'll be so much better. So stop using gross, dirty brushes. Using old makeup, you guys. Throw it out. I have told y'all so much over the years, like, you know, pay attention to those expiration things on the bottom of products, right? This is my Chanel bronzer. So at the bottom it has all these things. In the middle there's this little jar symbol that looks like an open jar, and it's on pretty much every makeup product I can think of. Yeah, it's on this. I mean, it's all different brands. You know, this mascara says 12 months once you crack it open. Mascara usually lasts a lot less than that for me. So this says 18 months once you crack it open. It has an expiration date. You're thinking you're putting these things on your face, it can get old, and you're like, whatever, I spent a lot of money on that. Well, if you spend a lot of money on something, use it. Like crack into it, go to town, like use it. And maybe don't buy a whole plethora of other things. Sometimes I see things where people have like all of these things. I'm like, how do you even get through that? And how old is your stuff? Do you know what I mean? And I'm guilty of it. Y'all know I love to try all kinds of new things. Definitely part of my job. So I love, you know, sharing that. And I'm the type too where like, I want to try new things. I want to have a couple different fun things to use. And you know, if that means that maybe it's not completely empty by the time I throw it out, that's just what it is, you know? And you have to just know that at the end of the 18 months, it's probably not going to be good. And you might think, no, it's fine. The issue is that there's preservatives in these things that keep bacteria from growing, that keep, you know, different ingredients that keep the product, you know, the right color or performing the right way. Those things will change. But the biggest thing for me is that at that certain point, if what keeps the bacteria from forming, it isn't working, you don't want to put that on your skin. So pay attention to those things. Stop using old crap. And let me tell you, my biggest, like, grossiest thing, and I've talked about this before, is lip gloss. I cannot I mean, lipstick is a little better, but you can definitely tell when lipstick has changed, especially MAC lipstick. It goes from smelling like a yummy, like vanilla yumminess to an alt Crayola crayon, like at the bottom of the bin. So if things change color, if they change appearance, if they change the smell, that's a huge indication. With mascara too, I'm really big on smell. But lip glosses, I really do try to not have so many of. And lately, I mean, y'all know, I'm obsessed with these. They make your lips look amazing. I use some lip liner. I use this. This is the Buxom White Russian. I just got rid of one of my old White Russians. And I'll just go to town. Like, I'll have a sparkly one or two open, and then I'll have the White Russian open. And that's what I have in my purse. That's what I use up here. And they're very easy to go through. And you may think, oh man, I could never go through a whole product. I really, really do go through lip gloss though, because I'm constantly using it. And some of the Buxom colors, even my favorite White Russian, I just cracked into this one. I just got some new ones to try, and they came in this new, they have like a new little packaging with the white, and the White Russian actually had the white on it, but I have it in there. So I'm gonna get through this one first before I open that. But this is a really pretty color too, called Fuzzy Navel, and that's what I'm wearing today. And it's a little more, I would say a little slightly more opaque and a little more like brighter peach. You know what I mean? It's really, really pretty. So the Fuzzy Navel is really pretty. This is the same, it's just different packaging. Do you know what I mean? Just get something that you like using, keep it in your purse, keep it, you know, where you get ready, and just really use it up. Do you know what I mean? And that doesn't mean you can't have fun with other things, but just be aware. Ugh, especially lip gloss. I don't know why, it's just like, you know, it's just, ugh, lip gloss just grosses me out for the most part. Like, you just have to use it. And let me consult my little list, because oh my gosh, I have so many things, and I don't want to like start ranting right off the bat and like get angry, so I'm gonna like skip a few of these right now. Old makeup, lip gloss, dirty brushes. What the hell did I mean by this? Don't use crap. Literally it says don't use crap you don't use. Don't use crap you don't use. I mean, I don't know what I meant by that. Okay, don't use crap you don't use, okay? Don't use crap you don't use. I don't even know what I meant by that, okay. Okay, stop using products that waste your time. Like, I get it, the whole Instagram makeup, and I will just say, and I've said this many times over the years, what looks good on Instagram, look white powder and this and that, it looks great on camera, it looks great, you know, but then in real life, I'm just telling you, it just does not look that great. You'll just look heavily powdered. You'll look like you're wearing a lot of makeup. I don't care who does it. And you might get used to that look, but I like skin to look like skin. And I do think that there's a way, I'm being very like gesturing, I do think there's a way to do your makeup in a way that looks good both ways. And that's what I try to do. That's what I've always tried to do for you guys, and like just be honest about what I do and not show you guys how I do my makeup for Instagram or YouTube as someone that's on camera. I don't really do a lot of that anyways. I like to show you guys what I'm doing in real life and what you can wear in your real life and feel okay with. But a lot of these unnecessary things, you know, break up with some of those. Try some products that do like double duty. And one of my best, so thing is, like, get a foundation that works with your skin. I find the most beautiful foundations, most beautiful finish, amazing, but I always go back to this one because I feel like it keeps me from breaking out. It's the Clinique Acne Solutions. It's kind of doing a little double, do you know what I mean? An eye primer that's anti-aging. Love the Urban Decay one. Need to get back into using that. I'm so lazy with eye primer. A lot of times I don't use it, and I should. This concealer, I know it's expensive. It has the most beautiful, flawless finish. It has anti-aging benefits, wrinkle prevention, fades your dark circles. It's like a serum, just all of this stuff. Gets rid of eye bags. Like, listen, Get something that's double duty. Don't waste your time, right? Don't pile up a whole lot of unnecessary crap. And I mean, don't use such like makeup-y makeup things. Let me just pile up all this. You know, just try to use things that are doing something else for your skin, something that's gonna make your skin look pretty. This lip gloss does that. It plumps and it really, I've used so many plumping products. You guys know, it feels cool and tingly in like the best way. And it just makes your lips look amazing. So I absolutely love that. This is something that I don't even have to like consult my little list for. I do this so that I don't forget anything, you guys. Sometimes things aren't meant to do double duty. Like I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on. The last time I did a skincare video, people were like, eye cream's unnecessary. And it got to be like this debate, right? And people are like, what are you talking about? So listen, eye cream is not unnecessary. If it makes you feel like you're winning or that you have like, you know, unlocked some secret code by like not using an eye cream and that you have like solved some riddle, girl, do you. Like, you know what, don't use it. But also, don't use an eye cream. I mean, it's not gonna hurt you. You know what, use it. I think people's arguments that like, oh, just put your moisturizer there. Your eyes are so sensitive. If you look at certain eye creams, it says don't use it here, don't use it there. Some can't be used there. Some can't be used like past your orbital bone, like close. I am not an incredibly sensitive person and I have had reactions where things get in your tear ducts, like it is not fun. Just don't mess around with that. You're spending money on things, you're talking about beauty. Do something for yourself. Get a nice eye cream that you enjoy. This one's amazing. I love this Retinol Supreme. I use that at night, and then in the day I use this Lancome High Resolution Eye Refill 3 times. It says 3X. Eye Wrinkle Refill 3X. Day or night you could use that, but I really like to use this one at night. And it makes a difference. Why would you not? You know, get things that are formulated for your eye area. I don't mess around with that. So there are certain ingredients in eye things like certain fragrances, certain, you know, things that aren't fragrance. You know, face creams are just, they're not meant to be doing all that. So do what you want to do, but why not? Just get an eye cream, you know what I mean? Again, it goes back to just like getting stuck in a rut. For me, my rut has always been eyeliner. I always feel like I have to have really heavy eyeliner. I don't know why, it's just something that I've always done. And lately I haven't been doing it as much. I really love really dramatic lashes, really pretty fluttery lashes, and maybe just a little bit of eyeliner, maybe no eyeliner at all. But then sometimes I look and I'm like, I feel like I look better with eyeliner, so why not use it, you know what I mean? But don't be afraid to change things up a little bit, to try some different things. Something that's huge with me that I feel like we could break up with a little bit, really just everyday aggressive eyeshadow looks. It will age you if constantly, and I know like this may sound woo-woo or whatever, but if you are constantly blending the hell out of your eyes every single day, touching them, tugging at them, even if you think you're being gentle, putting powder in that area, I feel like it's something that like ages us all, which I don't mind aging, but I'm more about taking care of myself and taking care of my skin and doing things to prevent certain things. You know, why not take care? But my thing is, of course I love eyeshadow. Occasionally, you know, probably I would say a couple days a week, I'll do like a powder eyeshadow look or do something like I did today. Okay, that's like pretty much what I did. And today I used this. I got the new Naked Reloaded palette, which I really do love. Not so much some of these like silvery color, I don't know, we'll talk about that, but love the packaging of this one more than any of them ever. Love it. Well, I think they had some fun with it. It's like satiny and cushiony. It's really pretty. Get a cream eyeshadow that you can use. This is the Chanel Undertone. It's just one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. Just put a little on your finger and put it on. Don't even use eyeshadow sometimes, but I just think that right there, like just patting, is better than just the blending. And you might think, oh, it's not doing anything now, but you know, it's a lot. And I just think it's something that we all don't think of. And you think, oh, we're being so gentle with brushes. You just don't even think of that as something that could be aging you or cause anything. But just be aware, like you may not want to do that every single day. You know, cut it back just a little bit, because you know I am like all for some eyeshadow, but it's like definitely not every single day. Something with eyebrows, like I said, I'm like off the list now. Like, I don't even have to, like the rest of these things might get a little ranty, especially my last one. I'm gonna like end it with a bang. But lately with eyebrows, I feel like I've been trying so many different things, and my whole philosophy is the same. I feel like less is more in a lot of ways. You know, I just think that we need to embrace what we have, you know, but if you've already kind of like destroyed them and you really need some shape, girl, like do it. Like get whatever you want to do, make yourself happy, and you know, do you. But I feel like with a lot of us, we could go much lighter. I feel like we're just so used to seeing the dark, aggressive eyebrows. With me, my whole thing is I try not to make mine look aggressive. I use the lightest eyebrow products I can, because even if I use ones that say like medium blonde, dark blonde, or light, you know, soft brown, mine looks so aggressive because they're already dark. So I try to use things that are really light. Sigma came out with new brow products, and what's hilarious is, so theirs is like easy because it's just like light, medium, dark. And so the light ones really work well for me. What's funny is like even the light powder, like this one's very light and doesn't really smooth, like it's good to just to put here for a little shadow. But if I really, you know, if I want to like fill in something, I use this one. And if I really do that, it can make my brows look pretty dark, even on the lightest one. So I tried their light pomade just on the days when I want to fill just right here. Like I've said before, pomade's it can look like a lot on me, like paint, and just too harsh. If I really try to just smooth the edges of my brows, it just looks like paint. But what I've been doing is I just take a little bit on an angled brush and just smooth this right here, and then maybe just a tad bit right there, and then just a tad bit maybe like here, like where it looks a little chunky, and then I'm not really using it much else, and I really do like that. So this is a very good light product. The light brow pomade is actually pretty light and good. It's hard to find pencils that are even light enough. Like my CoverGirl one that I've been using lately, that is the lightest one they sell, it even starts looking like a lot on me. So I went back to Anastasia and I was like, what is their lightest one? And so I grabbed the blonde. That's what I used today, and I really, really did like it. This is what I used to use a long time ago. So try to go a little lighter. Sometimes I haven't even been doing anything to my brows, and I've been embracing that, and I just feel like I feel kind of like the real aggressive, harsh, sharp brows are gonna kind of fade a little bit. Literally, I feel like it's gonna fade. And with me, this is my brow shape. Like they are very angled. I don't shape them at all. This is what they are. But just like areas that I like to fill in and like make a little smoother, that's what I like to do. I do think it's gonna go back to very like toned down brows, but do whatever you want. That's the whole point. Do what you like, but maybe there's something that you don't even realize you want to change. I don't want to say it's a rut. It's a rut of, so for years I went into a rut of I always have to have a tan, right? This was years and years ago. Always have to have a tan, real, fake, whatever. I have not tanned in years. I love it. I used to have this feeling like, oh, summer's coming. I cannot wear shorts. I can't show my legs. Even my chest, I would put bronzer all over me, my arms. I would be so self-conscious and feel so pale. And it's like, I don't know what happened, but maybe like 8 years ago or so, it just turned a corner and I was like, I really just don't care anymore. Like, I really just like the way that I look, and I have very fair skin, and I don't tan, and I like it. Do you know what I mean? Even I'll wear shorts, like whatever, super pale, I don't care. And I like it, and I just think that's kind of been something that's not been as crazy lately. Like I used to go to like the Versa spa all the time, and I would be smelly, and I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that it does look a little dirty because I was used to it. It's okay to do every now and then, but I think you just get in this thing of like, this is what it is, and you don't realize maybe how it could look better, maybe if you just didn't do it or if you didn't do it as much. But I think there's good and bad ways to do things. I think there's definitely overboard ways to do anything. It was so funny when I posted pictures from my trip recently. I was wearing this black jumpsuit and I had on little white sneakers, and I was, you know, my ankles were showing. I'm like, whatever. Photo that I posted months back in my like bikini on Instagram. Not a speck of sun, not a speck of any type of self-tanner at all on my body, and it looked fine, you know, and I loved it. But again, like the white contrast with those like shoes on my ankles, you could tell it was my legs. I mean, you could tell I'm very fair, you know, I'm very pale. But people were like, are those socks? And I'm like, zoom in, like you zoom in on everything else and like pick it apart. You could tell those aren't. Finally, I just started telling people, like, yeah, those are my socks. Like, so now I feel like I'm kind of in a rut of just, I never want to wear self-tanner. I never care about that. If I wear a dress, I just don't care. But sometimes I'm like, it is a little nice to have a little bit of something on your legs. Like I said, it's like sometimes you want to knock the scary off just a little bit. And I've showed you guys that Chanel tan water that I use sometimes. I don't use that super often. I barely even made a dent in it. But this is something that I picked up that is very good. I picked it up, gosh, when was this? Probably, when was the wedding? November? When we went to that wedding back in November. And I was wearing a black dress. It was long sleeved and kind of like lacy, but I wanted to put just a little something on my legs. And I literally used this, I think like the day before, and it was just enough to look not tan, but just not like, whoa, like blinding. And I really do like it. It's the Loving Tan 2 Hour Express Deluxe Bronzing Mousse Medium. I paid, they did not send me this. I paid for this. I got it from my hair salon, and they like raved about it and said it was amazing. And I just bought the little mitt that went with it. So easy. So So maybe that would be something kind of fun to get into. Again, I definitely don't do anything on my face or like on my, because I like the way that I look, but just maybe like on my legs sometimes that's kind of fun. So maybe I need to get out of that rut of just like not doing any of that, because I think it can be pretty. And then my last thing, which I thought maybe I won't even talk about it, but it is something that I think is such a bad habit. I don't want to say a bad habit, but it's a habit, right? It was a habit for me for many years, and it's something that I noticed when I talk to people. It's very like polarizing, or it's very, I don't want to say triggering, but if you say, don't use as much face powder, people are like, no, I have to. Like, what are you even talking about? How do you even live? Like, what, are you just an oily mess? I have oily skin, okay? Like, I have my whole life, and I used to just pile on so much, and I would have the same sort of breakout patterns or just little bumpy skin, you know, on the areas where I noticed, you know, that happens where you break or where you get oily. Several years ago, like when the whole like just very dewy skin trend came about, you know, I had found really good foundations that worked well for my skin that didn't feel like a wet goop that you have to set, which I'm so against that. If you ever feel like you have to set a foundation, and I know as like a makeup person, I don't believe in that. I think if you're gonna have an event, if you're doing professional makeup for an event, for photography, whatever, yeah, you wanna put a little powder on that. But just in your day-to-day life, don't feel like you have to do all these layers to do that, because that's just not what it's about. You want your skin to look like skin. Use a product that works well with your skin. I have several foundations that I love that work well with my skin, that feel like skin, that don't feel like shellacked on, but then don't feel like they're dripping off my face. Do you know what I mean? Your skin is going to get oily. If you are oily, you are going to produce oil. Whether you put large amounts of powder on or not, it's just that the oil is gonna mix with the powder and it's gonna clog your pores. And I don't care who you are. That happens. It happens to me anytime I ever use powder. I get little breakouts, and it's like I've tried all different kinds, and it's just things that I used to just be used to, you know what I mean? Or not even breakouts, but just those little white bumps, or skin looks uneven. But when I just don't use anything like that, and of course like I use powder blush and stuff like that, that's not an issue. I'm talking like just using large amounts of powder to set your makeup and all that. It's usually just in this area or on my forehead. My forehead's been so nice, like without just piling on a ton of powder. Like I said, the oil's gonna happen. Get some blotting papers. I love the Blotterazzi, the Beauty Blender Blotterazzi. That's like a flat beauty blender that you can just blend throughout or blot throughout the day. Just maybe go a different direction. Try it, and like you may look at yourself and say, wow, I look shiny, but you may just be used to looking at just very powdered skin. And you know, skin is supposed to look a little luminous, a little shiny, you know what I mean? And whenever I use powder, I look at myself and I think, wow, I look so makeup-y. Like this does not even look natural, because I've been so used to using my like nothing, you know what I mean? Or not a powder or whatever. I'm not saying if you use powder it's bad. I'm just saying maybe try to break up with it a little bit and keep it around just for when you want to touch up. You may not even, you know, you may feel like you may not even need that, you know, like try to just embrace your skin. And you may find that you get less oily, and that's what happened to me. I felt like when I was constantly using powder, I was fighting the oil because my skin was like drying out. It was wanting to produce like so much. And I find that when I don't do that, my skin feels more comfortable and maybe not as, it's like not as crazy. Do you know what I mean? Get some makeup blotters. I don't think we all talk about them enough. I think that's just like, I definitely don't. It'll be your best friend. Just don't keep piling powder all on top of your face. And I think it's better for your skin as you age too, to not be like, you know, piling on so much like drying products or powders that really honestly emphasize wrinkles, right? Like if I put a ton of drying products under my eyes or a ton of powders or whatever, I look like a crinkled up mess, like especially like my lower eyelid just looks like a crinkled up mess. But if I wipe that off and just kind of let it like be natural, it just looks so much better. Do you know what I mean? Or if you just put like a creamy product on it, or if you just put like a little dab of something like slightly creamy on it, it just looks better. I don't know how to describe it, but something like dewy. So I enjoyed talking to you guys today and sharing all these bad habits. Then I'm telling you, like, it's things, like I said, that I am guilty of as well. Things that I think we all could do a better job with, especially the old makeup and the wash and brushes. I think that's something that we could all do. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it and maybe were inspired by a few of these things. I know I definitely am, and I have to remind myself of these things a lot too. I always feel like I forget something. I know I will, whatever, but I want to hear from you. Tell me a bad habit, maybe that I didn't mention, that you think that we should break, something that you're tired of seeing in the whole like makeup community. It's just whatever you want to talk about, a bad habit that you want to see broken, something that you have to work on, whatever. Let us know in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Have a good weekend, y'all. Bye.